So I watched the Chrisean Rock interview with Jason Lee, and I want to say that I walked away from it feeling something completely different than I think a lot of people are going to feel. Somebody is going to pick apart about like what she said. Everybody's probably going to talk about Blueface. Everybody's probably going to talk about the part with Ronny. Everybody's going to talk about her mistakes. But when I really listened to Chrisean, I heard somebody asking people to have patience with them. That's what I heard. I heard somebody who knows that she made mistakes. I heard somebody who knows she has crash out moments. She's like, listen, I'm human. I heard somebody who knows she hasn't always handled situations the right way. But I also heard somebody who is trying to figure out who she is outside of all of this chaos, y'all. And this is just my opinion. And I've said this before. I do believe Chrisean has a good heart. Do I agree with everything that she does? Oh, absolutely not. Do I think she needs healing? Absolutely. But I think people have gotten so used to seeing the wow version of Chrisean that they don't leave any room for the possibility that this woman can actually change. Now, or she's trying to change. And I know people are going to say, oh, because every time we put our energy into Chrisean, she does something different. But see, this is the thing. Changing is not always pretty. Healing is not always pretty. Sometimes you're going to take 2 steps forward and then 1 step back. That's with anybody. It's just worse for her because she's in the limelight, especially when you're trying to detach from somebody that you genuinely love. And that's another thing I heard in the interview. Trying to fight feelings for somebody you love real hard. People may say it sounds so simple. Oh, just leave Blueface alone. Just stop talking to him. Easy said than done. Just move on. Baby, if emotions work like a light switch, half of the world, I'm going to tell you something, will not be in therapy. We all have our moments. You can know somebody isn't good for you and still love them. Absolutely. You can know you need distance and still miss them. You can know a chapter needs to close and still grieve what that chapter could become in your mind. And I feel like this is where she's at with that, fighting. And I think that's where some of Chrisean's internal battles is. She's not just fighting Blueface. She's not just fighting herself. She's fighting the attachment. And attachment is very hard. She's fighting history. She's fighting embarrassment. She's fighting what the internet thinks she should be. And she's fighting a version of herself that everybody keeps expecting to return. That's not easy. And then you have the situation, let's just talk about it, with Ronny. Now, this is where I want people to be very careful. There are people online who have accused Chrisean of having something to do with her ex's passing. But as of right now, the case is still being investigated, right? And there has not been any public identified person or suspect. So personally, I'm not about to sit here on the internet and convict somebody because what people think something or what people think has happened. That's a serious accusation, y'all. And carrying that and having to deal with all of the backlash and all of that stuff, that's a lot. And I feel like people don't understand, outside of everything, she is still human. And imagine carrying people saying something that heavy about you while also trying to rebuild your life. Whether you like her or not, that is still a lot. And I think that's what people forget. This woman has been crossed. She has crossed people too. I'm not going to deny that. Does she have a crazy mouth? Absolutely. She has hurt people. People have hurt her as well too. She has made bad decisions. She has been publicly humiliated. She has experienced loss. And underneath all of that, I really think this woman just wants to be loved properly. Especially when you had a hard life and you grew up the way she has. It's not easy. That doesn't excuse the bad behavior. Don't get me wrong. But understanding somebody and accusing somebody are two different things. And that's where I'm rooting for her. I want to see her win. Not because I think that she's perfect. Not because I think that she's always right. Because I don't agree with a lot of the stuff, y'all, honestly. But because I think there's still a version underneath all of this that she hasn't fully met yet. She is still young, y'all. She's 26. And maybe boxing is part of that. Maybe sobriety is part of that too. And I know she's fighting that as well. But who's perfect? None of us. And maybe her faith is part of it. That's also helping her. I know a lot of people may say, oh, she's playing with God and all of this stuff. We all backslide. I don't care who you are. People in the church, they do it too. Maybe finally having to sit with herself without all of the noise is part of that too. Because I see that there's a different Chrisean in Baltimore focus than when she comes to LA. And that is her battle. So tonight, I don't think I want to pull cards asking, is Chrisean going to crash out again? Because I don't want to. I want to go deeper and ask other questions. What is Chrisean truly trying to communicate to us? So let's pull a card. What is Chrisean trying to communicate right now to the world? Can we tap in? Please, Spirit, thank you. She's trying to communicate that she does have regret. She wants a peaceful resolution to her energy. She's coming up as the Five of Swords, y'all. She in the reverse. She wants peace right about now. And it's going to be hard for her because she's fighting internally. Is she genuinely entering a period where a personal growth and healing? Absolutely. Chrisean wants to win. She's coming up as the Ten of Pentacles. Absolutely. I do see that. She's all about her family right now. She's all about stability. She's all about trying to make things right. And again, it's not going to be easy for her, like I said. What is she still emotionally holding on to when it comes to Blueface? She wants him to be the version of himself that she sees outside of the cameras. And see, that's the problem, because she sees Jonathan, we see Blueface. And I think that's where a lot of the women that deal with him, they have this struggle with Blueface, because he's a totally different person when the cameras are off. And that's something that stood out too, because that's something that Jason Lee already had said. Is her love for Blueface keeping her tied to an older version of herself? They have this twin flame soul tie connection, y'all. She feels like this is her partner, and she's going to continue to try to fight this battle. And all I can say is for her in this moment, all we can do is really pray for the girl. What does she need to release in order to finally move on? Let's tap into that, because we all know it's probably going to be Blueface, right, Spirit? What is it? Exactly what I say. She needs to try to stop holding on to the version of the Blueface that she wants him to be, and face the fact that the Blueface that she sees is just going to be there, y'all. Is boxing becoming a healthy outlet and a new identity for her, Spirit? I am getting a yes. She feels like this is money. But I also feel like there's a part of her too that wants Blueface to be on this journey with her. Spirit, is Chrisean beginning to stand on her own? I am getting a yes. She's going to start to follow her intuition. She's going to start to follow more of her spiritual side. And again, it's not going to be easy, because I do see that. Is she going to become more private as she continues to heal when she comes to LA? No. But she is exhausted. She is tired. I do see that. Can you pull another card? There is a transformation. So, if we give Chrisean some time, I do see her kind of like moving on from this whole Blueface chaos, and she's going to start to stand on her own. All right. What is the energy surrounding Chrisean's next chapter, Spirit, in her life? She is pulling herself together. That's what I'm saying. She's pulling herself together. I feel like she's going to be into more partnerships, falling in love with herself. And she is definitely ending some things. We do have the Death card here. So I feel like when it comes to the final decision, I do feel like Chrisean is going to be on her healing journey, because it's like she's having these moments. But again, I feel like we're going to have this energy of back and forth, needing to have patience with her. But in the overall energy, I do see her ending things. She's definitely in this transformation stage where she's just trying to figure herself out, to pour more love into herself. So are we watching Chrisean Rock slowly become a completely different person? Let's see. I am getting a yes. I do have a yes here twice. I do feel like she's going to be still struggling, y'all. She's going in hermit mode. I do feel like it's going to be a lot of manipulation around her, and that's going to be one of the things that she's going to have to try to fight, because y'all can drag me if y'all want to. I don't care. I'm still rooting for the girl. I think sometimes somebody needs at least one person saying, I see that you're trying. And Chrisean, if you really are trying, all I can say is keep going, because you don't have to prove your growth to the internet overnight, because nobody's perfect. You just have to choose to keep choosing it, your path into healing, into wanting better. And like I said, y'all, nobody's perfect. We all are human. And I think when I watched this interview, y'all, I saw a hurt little girl. Y'all may say, oh, those are fake tears. No, she's human, y'all. And there's a lot of things that she's fighting to have to try to make sure that her son develops the way that he wants, that he's supposed to, because she has a lot of faith in God and she's not really listening to the internet, and she's on her own path with that. But again, it's not easy, and she's young. Yes, we all make mistakes, y'all, but tell me in the comment section after watching the Jason Lee interview, did you see growth in Chrisean? Or do you think she still has a long way to go? She does have a long way to go, y'all, but who don't? But anyway, y'all, don't be coming for me in them comment sections, honey, because I'm gonna come right back. I'm just saying, because it's my opinion. You can like it, but we're gonna keep it respectful over here, y'all. So make sure y'all turn those notification bells on. Follow your girl. Share this video. I don't know. Subscribe to me. Do whatever you need to do. But y'all stay blessed. And until next time.